World War II was a time of unimaginable chaos, where deception was just as powerful a weapon as a bomb or rifle. But one group of soldiers used deception in a way never before seen in warfare, a secret unit whose mission was to make the enemy believe something that wasn't true. This is the story of the Ghost Army, a covert unit that played a crucial role in fooling the Nazis and changing the course of the war. The Ghost Army, as it was called, wasn't made up of spies or commandos, but of artists, engineers, and sound specialists. The Ghost Army was officially known as the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops. Formed in 1944, this 1,100-man unit was tasked with one incredible mission: deception. Their job was to create the illusion of a much larger and more formidable force to confuse and mislead the German army. But these men weren't your typical soldiers. Instead of marching into battle with rifles, they carried paintbrushes, radios, and sound equipment. They were artists, set designers, and technicians, experts in the art of illusion. The Ghost Army used cutting-edge technology to create their deception. One of their main tools was inflatable tanks and military vehicles, which they would set up to look like real armored units. These rubber replicas were carefully crafted to mimic the appearance of the real thing. They also used large sound systems to broadcast the noise of military convoys, making it sound like thousands of soldiers were on the move. Meanwhile, radio operators sent false messages and fake radio traffic to confuse German intercepts. In addition to the inflatable vehicles and sound systems, they employed a technique called dummy radio transmissions. This meant they could send out false orders and reports, fooling the Germans into thinking that entire divisions were somewhere they weren't. One of the Ghost Army's most significant operations took place just before the D-Day invasion in 1944. The Allies needed to convince the Nazis that the invasion was not happening at Normandy, but at Pas-de-Calais, a region farther to the north. The Ghost Army went to work. They set up massive inflatable tanks, trucks, and artillery pieces, along with loudspeakers broadcasting the sounds of troop movements. The Germans took the bait, and for weeks, they remained convinced that the real invasion was going to happen at Pas-de-Calais, not Normandy. This operation, codenamed Operation Fortitude, was one of the most successful deceptions of the war, contributing directly to the success of D-Day and the liberation of France. Behind the scenes, the members of the Ghost Army were true masters of their craft. Some of the soldiers were renowned artists, designers, and even architects. They understood the psychology of perception, how to use light, shadow, and color to deceive the eye. What made the Ghost Army unique wasn't just their ability to create fake tanks or radio transmissions. It was the way they made their deceptions appear so believable. Their attention to detail, from the paint on an inflatable vehicle to the sounds of a distant battle, was extraordinary. These artists didn't just create tanks. They built entire fake military camps, complete with trucks, tents, and even fake soldiers who would walk around at night to further sell the illusion. The Ghost Army's efforts weren't just limited to the invasion of Normandy. Throughout the war, they staged more than 20 major deception operations, including one during the Battle of the Bulge, where they successfully misled the German forces about Allied troop movements. Their work was instrumental in diverting Nazi resources away from key battlefronts, saving countless lives and helping the Allies secure victory on the Western Front. Despite their remarkable success, the Ghost Army's work remained a secret for decades after the war. In fact, it wasn't until the 1990s that the full extent of their missions became public knowledge. The men of the Ghost Army received little recognition during their service, and for many years, their story remained buried in the shadows of history. But today, we know that their ingenuity and bravery were integral to the Allied victory in World War II. In recent years, the legacy of the Ghost Army has been recognized, with veterans finally receiving the acknowledgement they deserve. Their story is a testament to the power of creativity, teamwork, and deception in the fight for freedom. The Ghost Army may have been a secret, but the impact of their work was anything but invisible. They proved that sometimes, the greatest weapon is not the one you see, but the one you can make the enemy believe is there. This has been the story of the Ghost Army, the secret World War II unit that fooled the Nazis. Thank you for watching.